All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Empty the Bench Talk, whatever you want to call this at this point. I don't know what we are, but along with Tom Albano and Anthony Marra, I'm Nick Morgasen.
Wait,
Yes,
are we live?
yes, we're live, Tom.
No, my thing doesn't say it's live.
We're
I
live.
got live up top here. So
We're live.
we're live.
My thing still says scheduled.
Okay, well,
well, we've already glitched. That's great.
so while we wait for Tom to let his screen change from schedule to live, gentlemen, we've made it to MLB Opening Day. So, where should we begin?
Okay. Well, first of all, now my thing is fixed. Now it says we are live. But anyways, it's just kind of appropriate on this MLB Opening Day and the day that I have a technical difficulty that everything in sports decided to happen. I mean, a Kraken got released. I mean, Juan Soto caught COVID, which we will get into in just a little bit. The former Redskins are now just going to be called the Washington NFL team, and we had negotiations for a last minute, for
Playoff expansion
from 10 to 16. And guys, if this wasn't crazy enough, Mike Tyson is coming back to the boxing ring.
Yeah, good Lord. I mean,
We need to save some ears, people.
Yeah, so sports is decided to finally go through the twilight zone, but let's forget about other sports. As you can see right below us, this is MLB Opening Day. It only took 120 days, but somehow we made it to MLB Opening Day, and we'll go through the two games. It's an ESPN doubleheader, blah-de-da, we know. And so we have Yankees Nationals, 7 p.m. Eastern. That's in about 13 minutes from now. And then Giants Dodgers, 10 p.m. Eastern. A lot of news, as Tom just brought up, had come out about the Washington Nationals. We saw earlier in the day Juan Soto, who's probably one of the younger stars in all of Major League Baseball right now, officially comes down with COVID.
Well, now we don't know if this is COVID exactly. According to reports, he had tested negative a lot in the lead up. He could be COVID because he was in contact with somebody who did have COVID, but with all the negative tests, this could be a false positive. But for the sake of everyone's safety, of course, he is out of today's game. He is out until further notice. He needs to pass 2 tests within like a 24-hour span in order to get reinstated to the active roster.
Right. And Anthony and I, who have been baseball nerds for a long, long time, talking about fantasy, because we've gone back and forth with fantasy for years.
Nick, I was looking forward, though, to a Soto Cole matchup, and then I would have been fine with Soto getting COVID or needing to quarantine when possible. But I would want this matchup.
Guys,
see it.
Guess who decided yesterday? You know what? I'm just going to join an ESPN league for fun yesterday. And guess who decided with their first pick was picking Juan Soto?
You?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So my ESPN team within 1 day is already destroyed. Thank God that's only a 1 season points thing.
Yeah.
Fantasy itself is going to be in a weird place considering the shortened season. A lot of people switching over from the head-to-head to the roto formats to the season points formats because there's only 60 games.
I'm still in head-to-head.
I am too. I'm trying a bunch of different leagues, different style leagues out, see what fits.
I got you. I'm still in head-to-head, and I got to tell you, the drafting, it felt like no one had rhythm. Everyone's like, who might run the 60 games? I ended up drafting Correa. I ended up drafting Fernando Tatis Jr. Guys that both lasted about 80 games last year.
Well, think about this.
It's 60.
Well, think about this. Mike Trout, because he was so uncertain until like the last day or two, he's now like number 1 across, like ESPN, Yahoo. He was either 1 or 2, but he was only like a 4 or a 5 in most places because he wouldn't commit to the full season.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, Mike Trout is probably the best player in the majors when in normal conditions, but
right. Well, I would put him honestly at number 2 this year. I think number 1 you're looking at Acuna. I think 2020 might be Acuna's season.
Though watch out, you got Betts, Yelich.
Betts with his all-new cemented $380 million plus contract, which, by the way, it brings me to another point here which frustrates me. The MLB owners who are crying poor for money, and all of a sudden we see the Dodgers ownership come in and say, hey, Mookie, here's $380 million for the next 12 years.
But we're still poor, so you know what? We're going to expand from 10 to 16. We're going to have a best 2 of 3 opening rounds, so some of you top teams can be kind of screwed. And by the way, for the 16-team playoff, for people who don't know, it's going to be the first place teams for the 3.
They get to pick. They get to pick.
Right, they get to pick, which is even crazier. But I'm just saying, like it's the 3. I mean, it's 8 from each league. It's the 3 division winners. If you are second place, you automatically go in. So it's like there's a third place team there who could get screwed because the second place teams are automatically in.
They're turning it into a whole live show to pick who they want to play in the playoffs, for crying out loud.
Let me go ahead and do this. It's interesting. If you're going to play around, this is the season.
I was going to say it's one thing in a pandemic affected short 60 game short season, but we know this is an experimental thing. They're going to try to continue this.
Of course, but
I swear to God,
you understand that even though we are big baseball nerds and fans, that there's a lot of baseball fandom is dropping, sadly, and they're trying to do something, shake it. Do I agree with it? No, but do I like the idea of picking, having the first base team have a choice? Whereas I would find that interesting because something could, or maybe do you want to say, hey, by the way, or that their lineups are matching for these days, will actually better fit to go against the second best team, or they go against the last.
I mean, the thing with me is like the only thing I don't like is this picking idea. The 2 out of 3 series I kind of get because the minor league place where I am, the New York Penn League, we're used to that. We have a 4-team tournament for a playoff, and it's best 2 out of 3 each time. My only 2 gripes are, number 1, the choosing of the team, and number 2, the fact that the home team the better seeded team is going to have all home field advantage in all the games, but you can attribute that probably to all the travel restrictions and travel problems you have with COVID.
So I want to go to a report that I just saw here on social media with the whole Juan Soto situation. Now, I don't know how many people have been following his situation throughout the day, but apparently this positive test was taken from a couple days ago. He was with the team. He was working out with the team. MLB has these issues where if you're around the player, technically you're supposed to quarantine yourself because you're not supposed to be around the team. Well, now it's being updated. This is from Jared Diamond, who covers for the Wall Street Journal. Juan Soto took multiple rapid response coronavirus tests today that came back negative. A person familiar with the matter said that they're unsure of what exactly happened.
Well,
Wait, what the hell is that?
Can we just still say something? Even though we got 10 times better testing than what we did 3 months ago, there's still going to be some testing that falls through the cracks.
Right.
Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm, you're right.
I don't know. I feel like Major League Baseball should get knocked on the head because they've not handled this whole coronavirus situation in a exact science type of way. If you look at the NBA with the bubble, they've pretty much got it down to a science where there's no tests going on. The NFL is a whole different issue where they're dealing with things as well.
Right. Well, even in the NBA, they have their problems. Even in the NBA, you had players who are uncertain. You have all these supposed the breaking of quarantine. You had the snitch line.
The bat phone.
The bat phone, yes.
So I want to make sure we have time here. So let's look at the two games. The rosters also came out for both games. So let's start with game one. So the Yankees at the Nationals. A lot of controversy. We didn't know if this game was going to happen in Washington with all the issues going on. Dr. Fauci.
I love who's throwing out the first pitch, by the way.
Well, I was just about to say, Dr. Fauci throwing out the first pitch, and now I'm hearing rumors that Trump could throw out a first pitch in New York, but that's a whole different issue.
That's been confirmed in August at Yankee Stadium.
Good God. Ugh.
I don't need that.
So we have this matchup. Juan Soto's out. We know that already. We saw quite a few other players. So we have a Yankee team, which is probably one of the favorites to win the World Series. You have a Nationals team that is the defending champion.
And there's another favorite, I'd say.
Right. So what was the matchup? It sure is
take a look at these two lineups and tell me, would you think after all these years you would see a young Yankee lineup against an old Yankee National lineup?
Not really. I will say the one thing that did surprise me a little bit, I know he was dealing with the coronavirus, even though he was asymptomatic. DJ LeMahieu not in the lineup tonight.
Yeah, that was a major problem that he tested positive. They had to get the protocols under control. Finally gets back, has 2 negative tests. Probably didn't have enough time to get ready for opening day.
Probably not. But would maybe bench? I'm not sure how that's going to work. Maybe allowed on bench? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, so what do we think about this game? Do we think it's a good? Well, obviously it's a good pitching matchup. Cole and Scherzer,
great pitching matchup. It's going to be probably one of the best of this season. Cole and Scherzer.
There's always 1 to 2 games on opening day that you look forward to, and this is it.
Right. And Tom, what do you think? What do you expect for this type of game? It's not normal conditions by any stretch of the imagination.
No, not normal conditions. I mean, you got a powerhouse of a Yankees lineup. Well, they're always supposed to be a powerhouse, but you never know. They're taking on a big guy, big name like Scherzer, and is Judge and Stan's power going to hold up? It's interesting to see Gardner, who usually is a leadoff guy or a 9 guy, hitting right in the middle of the lineup at number 5. Let's see, Tyler Wade. I'm very curious to see how he's going to perform. Curious to see how Aaron Hicks is going to perform as the leadoff guy. Let's see, over in Washington, Starlin Castro batting third.
Wow. Hold up. Breaking news here. Jeff Passan just reported from the game site in Washington, every player has taken a knee on the field before the game.
For some reason, I'm not surprised.
Anthony, it's ironic because Anthony and I had this conversation last night.
Listen, I'm going to say it like I said to you before, Nick. There's nothing against the flag-bearing rules that says that's disrespectful. Was disrespectful with burning the flag a certain way? Was this not doing it right? Doing a million other things. The most undisrespectful thing? Take a knee.
I've talked about this before. I only talked about it in the perspective of the NFL, but I can now see it in just all the sports of all that's going on in the world. I said I could see this NFL season now, just all the sports seasons. It's going to be like the 2017 NFL season, where you're going to see a lot of kneeling. You're going to see a lot of bickering, a lot of political involvement. This could get ugly.
I'm looking at a picture of the field right now as they're kneeling and on the baselines. This is players and coaches. They're shaped around the baselines.
They're all holding a black.
Kapler, his whole spiel.
Oh, Kapler, the Giants, was the first manager to do it the other day. And actually, no, it's crazy. And actually, because I don't want to run out of time, and I'm glad you brought that up. Game 2 tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Giants, Dodgers. We got breaking news earlier. Clayton Kershaw has been scratched and put on the IL with back stiffness. So Dustin
May now starting. It's going to be Johnny Cueto versus Dustin May. A very weird pitching matchup.
Well, Johnny Cueto has not played up to his contract by any means.
Not at all. And I honestly think that this Giants team, I understand the rivalry with the Giants and Dodgers, but this Giants team is just not good, in my honest opinion.
Giants are old right now, or have too many rookies not ready.
Well,
but
right,
yeah,
and also Longoria and I think Brandon Belt are both out
Both on the IL.
Right.
And Bochy is taking off this season.
Yep. As for the Dodgers, I mean, if there is a season to turn around their attachment of chokers, this is the season. But I mean, it's just tough because after how many seasons now where we've seen, this could be the year, this could be the year, and they consistently fall short. It's kind of hard to put your faith in this team.
All right, getting reports.
Is May starting, and that's Stripling, who's in the bullpen?
Yes.
Yeah.
But getting reports, Dr. Fauci's fastball could use a little work. So apparently,
I think he had a little better than most reports.
Well, apparently, some people are saying a socially distant first pitch.
Ah,
that can't be good by any means.
We can't remember. I believe it was Snoop Dogg who threw all the way at the cameraman.
Or what was it in the Met game? Was
50 cents. Nothing will beat 50 cents.
No one's gonna beat the whole 50 cent situation. I'm sorry, they're not.
50 Cent, that's Snoop Dogg.
But all right. So we're coming up to first pitch. It's probably in another 5 minutes or so because they never start at 7:00. That hasn't happened even on normal time.
Come on.
But so predictions, gentlemen. What do you think? So first, Yankees Nationals. What do you got and why? Quickly.
Anthony, I'll let you start since you're the guest.
I'm going to say 3-1 Yanks.
Okay.
You think because of the conditions, or what do you think?
I think it's 3-1, but I think it's going to be 3 runs in the last 3 innings for the Yankees.
So it's going to be rough.
1-0 until they take Scherzer out.
So you think it's going to be a pitcher's duel? You're saying that?
I kind of agree. It's going to be a pitcher's duel until Scherzer and Cole both get out of the game. At that point, I think the game will break open a little bit. I think it's going to be a little more runs. I think it's going to be a little closer, but I am going to go Yankees 5, Nationals 3.
Whoa. Okay, I just saw the video of the Fauci first pitch. Holy whoa.
Can you share your screen, Nick?
Please.
Remember, I have a problem doing that. I'll have to show it to you after. But he didn't even make it to the dirt on the triangular part at home plate.
Hang on a second. I might be able to share a screen.
Go to SI's Twitter account. They just put it up.
Okay, give me 1 second here.
So he literally he heaved he pushed it like a volleyball, like when you like shot put almost. Yes. I swear to you. And he wasn't even standing on the mound. He was standing on the downside of the mound.
Well, yeah, he's practicing his social distancing with joining the sport.
That's terrible, though. That's really bad. But, okay, so I'll quickly say, I think the Yankees win. I think there's going to be a lot of rustiness because this wasn't a normal spring training. It's going to be a pitcher's duel. You have Cole Scherzer. I think the Yankees somehow win. And I think if it's a close game in the end, the bullpen will always prevail in the Yankees' direction.
All right, so I have
there
it
is.
here.
There it is.
All right. Oh. Oh, that is not good.
See what I was talking about? It hit before the dirt.
Oh, no.
May I suggest the Olympics instead, sir?
Oh.
Go shot put. But, all right, so did you give a score, Tom? I don't know.
5-3.
All right, I agree with Anthony. It's either going to be 3-1 or 4-2. I think it'll be that way. All right, quickly, this game, Giants Dodgers. This is a crapshoot, in my opinion, but also a crapshoot for the Giants. Dodgers are going to absolutely own this game, even with Kershaw being out.
I agree. I'm going to say that the Dodgers are going to own this game. I don't know what kind of game it is going to be. A pitcher's duel, hitter's duel, like you said, that's kind of a crapshoot. I'm just going to go with a Dodgers domination. I'm going to be really honest with you. I'm going to say Dodgers 7, Giants 2.
So you think Mookie's comfortable with that new contract now?
Absolutely.
He's not going to try anymore.
Comfortable, but I'll go next. I'm calling blowout. I'm going to say 15-5 Dodgers.
What?
Ouch! Ow!
I
Ooh.
didn't even go that far.
I think the Giants can knock around maybe May a little bit. So they'll get a little steam, and then the Dodgers just come in bulldozer.
Believe it or not, this is going to sound mean, but I think the Giants wanted to face Kershaw over anybody else.
I can see it.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be like 7-2 or 8-3, somewhere in that range. But it's going to feel like the score is closer than it is, but it's going to feel like a blowout. So that's what do you got, Anthony? What?
I say domination, man. That's it.
But make sure you get your fantasy lineups in. We all have, and watch the games. Do you have the game up, Tom? Are we anywhere near the start yet, or no?
We are in commercial break right now. As this commercial ends, I believe we will get to first pitch.
All right, so everybody go enjoy baseball, including Nick, who's not here with us right now. We've all been waiting for baseball to start. We're all going to watch the game. And you know what? Maybe, Tom, you could do some live tweeting on our account a little bit, I'll do one game, you do the other type of thing. Which game you want to do?
I don't know. We'll figure that out.
You want the Yankee game. I know that for a fact.
Okay, I'll go Yankee game.
Okay, so follow our account. It's on the bottom here at ETB Sports. Follow Tom at Tom's J. Albano. Follow me at Morgasen Radio. And also follow Anthony. I'm not going to say his Twitter because he got mad at me because he doesn't even look at his Twitter account anymore.
I stopped using Twitter. I'm not a fan. Throw me on Insta, though.
Oh, you and your Instas. All right, so for Tom Albano and Anthony Marra, I'm Nick Morgasen. Go enjoy Major League Baseball because we all are, and just play ball. So,
hey!
All right, and we will see everybody. Tom, Nick, and I will see you next week, or whatever our next episode is. I'm lost. Sunday. All right. Goodbye, everybody.